state-of-the-art type of conservation research being done here at the RRC. And just like Jurassic Park, we want to make sure we've got all of our ducks in a row, make sure all of our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted, and make sure we're doing everything right before we just jump in there. Wait a minute, that's nothing like Jurassic Park. They really flew in kind of half cocked. So we want to be nothing like the people in Jurassic Park. We actually want to do our homework, make sure we understand everything correctly before we jump in there and start, creating animals.
Trying to find a way for.
Like the northern white rhino is ever going to come back among us, it is going to be, they're here already, there's 2 of them, but if they're going to come back to a better population level, it is going to be with a little bit of help from humans. And that is going to be fitting, since it is kind of the fault of humans that they are so very endangered in the first place. Rhinos all over the globe are poached every day, unfortunately, usually for their horns. There's a little bit of belief in some circles that rhinoceros horn has special abilities like medicinal properties and stuff, which is unfortunately untrue, since a rhinoceros horn is actually made out of the same stuff that makes up your fingernails. It's a protein called keratin. So if you feel your thumbnail, your fingernails, check out the texture there. It is exactly the same stuff as a rhino's horn. Theirs is just big and pointy, and it grows on their nose. So you don't save your fingernail clippings to use when you're sick. A rhinoceros horn is not going to serve you any better. So one of the best favors you can do for a rhino is just to avoid buying any kind of product that contains their horns. Reducing the demand for that stuff is kind of the best way to slow down the poaching that is such a problem for rhinos all around the world. Now we are coming up to one of our larger habitats here. You guys might have noticed already. This is our South African savanna. Good chance to kind of think about what a savanna looks like, right? A lot of wide open spaces, a lot of grassy area that's kind of punctuated all throughout with little stands of trees. The trees in the savanna spread out far and wide, allowing the sun to shine down, allowing the grass to grow. And savanna ends up being kind of a mixed ecosystem because it's kind of like a grassland, a lot of open space, but it's also kind of like a forest because it does have, a pretty good amount of trees. And being kind of blended like that is very important for a lot of the animals who live in the savanna. And we'll talk a little more later in tour about why it's such a great habitat for so many of them. First up on our left-hand side, we got some hen spot. The sandy-colored antelope right here with that sandy coat. What do you think they might come from? Middle of the rainforest, Arctic tundra, your basement, the desert? Yeah, they come from the Kalahari down in southwestern Africa. That sandy coat is not only great desert camouflage, it's also a fantastic way to keep themselves cool. If you live in a hot climate like they do, lighter colors are better. They reflect the heat and the sunlight away from your body. You maybe think about it in terms of the paint job on your car. A car that's painted brown or white is going to reflect a lot of that heat and sunlight away. It's going to be a little bit better on the inside in terms of heat. Versus a car that's maybe purple or blue or one of those darker colors that absorbs a lot of heat. If you guys take nothing else away from my tour today, some antelope are basically just cars. On the left-hand side coming up, we have animals that are not basically just cars. These are giraffes. I guess they're more like cherry pickers or something like that. They're very big and tall. So we got 2 by the wall, a couple on the grass, and right